Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of Indexer Office Hours. Today is the 3rd of February, the second month of 2026, and this is Indexer Office Hours 242. For those who are new to Index Office Hours, welcome. This is the town square where graph ecosystem participants come together and discuss the most important and relevant topics for indexers. As far as I can see, I don't see any new faces. So you guys are probably hearing this. You've probably heard this spiel before, but hey, for all those in the recording, this is my normal spiel. You are more than welcome to get involved in today's conversation because, as I always like to say, today's conversation is the old timers exactly. Today's conversation is all about participation. We do love your participation, so feel free to get involved via voice or text. And if you're having any challenges with the voice aspect of today's call, just let me know and I'll get that sorted for you. As a reminder, this session is going to be recorded and posted onto public channels like YouTube, so if you are concerned about privacy, please bear that in mind. And with that, let's get into today's agenda. As always, I like to hand off to Carlos for his regularly scheduled Repo Watch section, and today is no different. So without further ado, Carlos, take it away.
Hello everyone and welcome back. So for Repo Watch this week, it has been quite a slow week. We only have 3 releases. I will start with 𝗟𝗂𝗂𝗧𝗏, which seems the most significant. It jumped a couple of patch versions. We're now at 3.3.7 and includes some fixes, namely for a peer-to-peer deadlock. Maybe worth upgrading. Then we have a new patch version from Streaming Fast for Polygon, which is now at 2.5.8. Also minor fixes, not super urgent. And lastly, on the consensus layer clients, we have a new Nimbus version. We're now at 26.1.0. Even though this is a major version dump, it's not because they don't follow semantic versioning. It's based on date. Hence, it's the release for January 26. Also, a low criticality version, and nothing on the graph stack. Moving ahead to charts, we have 3 chart releases for this week's releases: Nimbus, 𝗟𝗂𝗂𝗧𝗏, and also Proxy. And that's it for this week. So I'm handing off to 𝗏𝗏 for Protocol Watch.
Thanks, Carlos. Okay, getting into Protocol Watch, as always, we start with forum governance. We have 2 new disputes for you, which are GDR48 and GDR49. Unfortunately, we don't have any new updates on those. I think someone has his mic open, but regardless.
Yeah, I think it's James. I'm just going to mute him.
Yeah. We have those 2 new disputes, but we don't have any new information on the disputes. So yeah, we'll wait for the fisherman to provide us with some some leads to investigate. But regardless, we will be taking a look at those during this week. For forum research, we don't have any new updates. For the contracts repository, we have a couple open PRs, mainly for the rewards eligibility oracle, I think. PRs like update rewards reclaiming, baseline non-contract issuance related changes, as well as some testnet addresses. For the network subgraphs, we haven't updated the latest release because we found some more issues with the delegators data, particularly that I don't know if you're all aware, but the Horizon upgrade essentially made that the IDs of the legacy versus Horizon delegations, so Horizon delegations that have been updated during or after the Horizon upgrade have a different ID. So they essentially the issue there was that they split into 2 entities. While technically they are the same entity, they were having separate entities tracking everything else. So that kind of like made a mess in the UI. You could get the exact values by just merging the 2 entities yourself, but we have made some updates on the subgraph so that we only use the ID for Horizon, and we kind of like hard code the subgraph service into legacy entities so that they match with the new IDs. Unfortunately, we couldn't release it yet because it's taking long to sync in Studio. So once it's fully synced and we can test out that everything's working as expected, we will be releasing that both for the chronograph subgraph and analytic subgraph, and that should probably sort most of the issues on the delegator side of things, and the charts for delegators should be enabled at some potentially close to now but later date when the UI changes are made with the latest changes in analytics. So that's pretty much all for Protocol Watch. And yeah, I'm gonna be, well, I don't know if we have someone to take care of Project Watch, Abel, but I'm gonna be handing over to you.
Still no replacement for Project Watch, so we're going to swiftly move on. I said in the group chat there, but I'll repeat again, congratulations to Mickey, who was the winner of last week's competition or quiz. Yeah, James should mute. Yes, I muted him. I think is he not? James, do you want to mute yourself? Are you there? Okay, I muted him. Can you still hear him though, Mark Andre? Oh, I see. Oh, I need to server mute him. Okay, my bad. Let me just do that now. So many privileges. I'm swimming in privileges.
I already did, Abel.
You did
can
it?
go
Okay.
ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, Jesus, there were so many options. Thank you, Juan, for sorting that out. I hear Derek coming through. James is quite meta. Yeah, exactly. Feedback nexus. Yeah, they might be having some meeting and he's just kind of tapped into IOH. Yeah, no, congratulations to Mickey. She is the official winner of last week's quiz. She did a fantastic job. She smashed it. Is that me? I think that's the teacher from South Park, right? Yeah, yeah. I was going through the privileges and I was like, I was overwhelmed with the amount of power that has been bestowed upon me. I can now mute people's soundboards. Um, so it's a shame Vince isn't here because he loves to use the soundboard, and I would have loved to have just hit him with the mute on the soundboard, but he's not here, so I will reserve those privileges for another day. Anywho, if it doesn't say server there, so yes, of course, I think you can do it at a server level. Let me just double check that. Open mod view. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, I think it's somewhere here. Anyways, let's not get distracted. I'll use it when Derek is next here. Sorry, Vince is next here. Oh, Matthew, you're gunning for a mute there on your soundboard. I might use my privileges now. I'm a dictator. Okay, all right, that's it. You've asked for it. I'm gonna leverage these. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna hit you with this, and then I'm going to. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, too serious now. Yeah, it feels good to be a dictator. No, I'm joking. Okay. Anyways, let's not get distracted. Yeah, no, congratulations to Mickey. That was really fun. I really enjoyed doing that. Just as a reminder, we're going to have a discussion, not next week, but the week after, where we bring on some folks from Edgenode who are going to tell us a bit more about the roadmap. And so I thought it'd be a good opportunity to collate some questions that people want to know as it relates to the roadmap. So yeah, let's jam on that. Do people have any thoughts on what they want to hear from the roadmap discussion? It'd be great if we could give them some, some questions ahead of time that they could kind of focus on. Maybe there's specific areas of the roadmap people want to hear more about. But yeah, it's essentially the product roadmap. I think Slim, sorry, the foundation. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Slim, you have some extra context. What's
Yeah,
Slim? Do you want to go ahead?
I will be the one going through the roadmap in 2 weeks, and so yeah, I'll have a lot more context coming soon on that. But yeah, we'll be looking at it on from a protocol perspective, what protocol level changes are coming, what economic changes are coming, and what contract changes are coming. So
Yeah. Sorry, go
looking
ahead.
at the roadmap currently, actually, like just as I joined this call, so making some finishing touches on it. Like it's Pedro that have been working on it from the foundation side, and he'll be joining that call as well.
Awesome.
So looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's really good that so I've been talking to Elizabeth about scheduling that. But yeah, it's good that you're actually here because you're the one who's leading it. So let's like, so we can help you kind of scope out the discussion there on the 17th, and that's the date that we're looking at, by the way, guys, for this discussion. Yeah, so we can scope it out, like any things that people want to know as it relates to the roadmap, any questions. Let's see, we got something here. So what is the roadmap for Marc-Andre to get all the bugs out of 𝗏𝗀𝗀? Lol. Great, great. Well, Marc-Andre's in the chat here, so he can respond to you there. But yeah, folks, if you have any questions, fire away. And thanks for clarifying, Mickey. It is not the Edge Nodes roadmap. It's actually the foundation roadmap for the protocol. So yeah. And any questions? I mean, surely people have some thoughts or things they want to ask Slim during that conversation. So yeah, I mean, now's a good chance to do that. So Slim is prepared for that conversation. And it will likely be 50 minutes, so it'll likely be the full slot on the 17th. So we'll have plenty of time to discuss. But yeah, it'd be great to hash out some stuff now. Working on a pretty cool one. Stay tuned. That's your update, Marc-Andre. Sorry, Matthew. I'm feeling nice. You know what? I'm gonna unmute you and I'll allow you to do your sound effects, provided you don't you don't bombard me with these sound effects. Hint clown. Interesting. What does that mean? Is it that's a bit
Oh well, the real ones will understand which chain I'm working on.
oh, the clown. Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah. I think that emoji says it all, doesn't it? Okay. Okay, so will it be I will be curious to know how long it would take to get them to how long it would take to them to respond slash merge. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Got it. Matic. Cool. Yeah. Polygon. Cool. Yeah. Got it. Cool. All right. Let's keep this conversation roadmap focused. So yeah, like I mean, I've got the whiteboard out. Folks are welcome to join. We great to get some questions here for for Slim and Aragon roadmap is very relevant. Yeah, I guess so. You're right. It is true. Actually, Marc-Andre, do you want to spill some alpha there? Maybe you said you're working on some cool stuff, and stay tuned. Maybe this could be a good opportunity to spill that alpha. So, would you like to share some more information?
Maybe not yet because I'm not 100% that my fix is going to work. But maybe I could talk about the fix I've done earlier this week, and I think it's pretty
Yeah,
important
sure.
and pertinent to Graph Node, um, to the graph in general because it's I'm pretty sure that's a pretty major source of POI divergence that we're observing right now. That's an issue that I suspected we had for a long time, but I never could prove it. And I finally did prove it, and I submitted a PR for it. So basically, the problem is that all the EAT calls, if your Aragon node is not perfectly synced, EAT call may return invalid data. that's going to affect basically every chain where you use Aragon, but some chains that are more difficult to stay synced, like Polygon, that's a chain where you'll see this problem very often. But I think even Ethereum is impacted, and I've seen it in the wild before. So I hope the Aragon team review this PR positively, then merge it, and because I think that's going to help a lot with POIs in the future.
That's a great GIF. 𝗨𝗨𝗂𝗶𝗸𝗀. That's how I imagine Marc-Andre working and just fixing stuff. That's a great GIF. Amazing. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for updating us on the existing fixes. Yeah, keep us posted. It's pretty exciting stuff on the upcoming fixes as well. There was a big discussion on POIs in Discord last week. Interesting. Can you link to that? Maybe we can resurface that conversation here as well. And yeah, also Carlos is asking for a PR link there. Oh, what is this question? Whoever wrote this question, can you reduce the size of it? I can't see all of it. Background for Marc-Andre's work. Okay. Is there a way you could link that discussion? Where was that discussion happening on Discord? Matthew, that'd be great. And Vincent, yeah, if you could like make your question smaller, like reduce the size, yeah, perfect. Okay, awesome, nice one. And just maybe center it and reduce the size. That'd be perfect. Nice. Okay, Marc-Andre's posted the PR there. Amazing, good job. And then yeah, Matthew, if you could link that discussion there on POIs, it'd be great to build context. I did actually miss that conversation, and if it's relevant for Matthew's work, sorry, Marc-Andre's work, that'd be good to know. Okay, in the meantime, there's a question here from Vincent. Thank you for posting. Is idle signal auto stake? Jesus, is idle signal auto unstaking on the roadmap at all? We have a lot of rewards going nowhere because of denied/broken subgraphs, as well as lots of signal on subgraphs that get 0 queries. Any thoughts, Orion, Slim? Is that something that's on the roadmap? Is that something you're going to discuss?
So where's the question? I was just...
Yes, it's on the whiteboard. So if you enter the
Oh,
whiteboard
on the
in the
whiteboard,
Discord,
sorry.
yeah, it's right there. Yeah, you see it? It's
Joining it now.
IOH4. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. That's the one.
Just takes a second to load there.
Yeah, no worries. You see it? It's in giant purple.
So idle signal and auto unstaking is not currently on the roadmap, but we are looking into, and we actually already have in the current contracts, the current version will have the option to recover lost rewards that are going to denied/broken subgraphs. We have Samuel here on this call that also like to pull this data for me, but that's actually a significant amount that goes to subgraphs that have been denied by the subgraph availability oracle. If you give me a second, I can pull up that exact number that goes to that. But so that's something that we plan to make a governance proposal to reintroduce those rewards to the network.
There you go.
So
Any thoughts,
the wasted
Vincent?
rewards,
If you type in
reintroducing
it.
those. Yeah.
He's just asking in the chat there, is that just for denied subgraphs?
So the one that I mentioned there, there's a few different ones. One is for denied subgraphs. It's also for indexes that are closing subgraphs with 0x0 POI. We're also looking into recovering, for example, rewards that get denied with the upcoming rewards eligibility oracle. And the upcoming proposal will include redirecting this back to the protocol. It actually, on a protocol level, it's for multiple different venues that just see those rewards being lost currently. So.
He says, cool, thanks for the info, and I see some typing, so I'm assuming there's a follow-up question there.
So for context, that's like for 2025, that's around 2 million GRT for denied subgraphs, 1.4 for stale POIs, 9.5 million for 0 POI, or for the ones that are close with 0x0, 0.8 for too young allocations. And if we are looking at the indexes that are currently not serving the minimum eligibility amount of, well, one query 5 days per 28 epoch, that's actually 48 million GRT that goes to them and their delegators. So five queries per month is the minimum eligibility criteria at launch. So I saw also that Matthew asked a question earlier in chat about that, of the status of the rewards eligibility oracle. And it was deployed on testnet 32 hours ago. So we are actually looking to connect with some indexes to test it on testnet. And once everything looks good, it will require some testing and a round of audits, and then we can deploy it on mainnet. So if anyone is interested in participating in that testing, let me know. You'll be working and also be eligible for a bounty via InfraDAO. So feel free to reach out.
You heard it here first. That was a call for help, so get involved, guys. Vincent said in the chat there as you were speaking, still interested in the auto unstaking signal to get signal to be more in line with query fee production. Indexers should really be focusing on subgraphs that make revenue, but you make more by allocating to dead subgraphs right now.
Yeah, fully on board with that, and something that we will be reinvigorating a internal group in the graph to focus on protocol and economic upgrades of the protocol, and that's something that we'll be investigating there, what we can do with the protocol contracts. And we're also working, like another thing that will be on the roadmap is DIPs, or direct indexer payments. And that will also allow us to pay directly for work done instead of just passively through the curation signal. So, and that those DIPs agreements would follow actual value on the network and not based on stagnant and stale curation signal.
There you go. There you go. This is great. This is like almost a sneak peek for the session happening on the 17th, which is great. And yeah, it's really good that we have Slim on board to answer questions in real time. Yeah, folks, I'm sure there's more questions in relation to the roadmap, so far away. Let's get as many of those for Slim. because I mean, ultimately, like, he's going to present all of this stuff to you guys, but he's probably thinking in his head, what do they want to hear, right? And how can I make this roadmap presentation as relevant for these guys as possible? So yeah, just as Vincent did, like, feel free to fire away with questions or thoughts or things that you want to hear more about. I'm sure you guys are itching to know. So yeah, like, would be great to hear it either on the whiteboard or in the chat, whatever's easiest. Fire away, and that will help Slim have a clearer picture of what to plan around. Okay, we got some great questions here from Josh. Seems like they're two similar questions. The first one is, what's the foundation's biggest worry for 2026? And then the second question is, what's the foundation's biggest goal for 2026? Don't need the answer now. 17th is fine. I mean, we could cook on it now. I'm sure Slim has some thoughts. But yeah, also happy to save it till the 17th if you prefer. But yeah, if you have any thoughts now, feel free to share, and maybe tease some stuff, Slim.
Yeah, I think the like with the way the question is expressed, I'd love to wait until the 17th, so we are sure we answer as yeah, so I can answer as good as possible. Like, we will have some calls with council and other stakeholders between now and the 17th, and there may be adjustments between now and then. And I just want to make sure that once we answer those questions, that we are full speed ahead and fully aligned across the ecosystem. So I'll be circling back to that on the 17th.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and Josh is just repeating there, like, don't know if the foundation has decided those answers yet, hence giving the out for later. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, we'll wait for you for the 17th, where you can reveal that in greater detail. And then we've got another question here from Matthew saying, question mark, new data services on the network, question mark.
Yeah, that's definitely part of the roadmap. Yeah, full new data services throughout 2026.
Nice, good stuff, good stuff. And then I've got a question here saying, does the I'll kind of combine the two questions together. First one is, does the roadmap cover all of 2026? Like, how far does it go into the future? And then how did the foundation come to this roadmap here? Like, what were the processes that were put in place to conclude that these things are the things to focus on?
Yes. Well, on the dates, yes, it does cover all of 2026, and there's quite a few different studies that we've done on the foundation. Among other things, I was working on a revenue study looking at revenue opportunities for individual stakeholders in the 𝗨𝗪 ecosystem, and how each participant can contribute to a common and like value-aligned token and protocol economy. So we're just looking at how foundation, core contributors, data service developers, data service providers, data service consumers all contribute to a common protocol economy, and building strategies for each of these personas, and how the foundation can help each of these personas get there in 2026 and beyond. So then there's extensive work done by Pedro on the technical roadmap. They're working with each of the contributors on timelines, resourcing. Yeah, there's market research done by BK on what the data market is in Web3, including mapping out hundreds of different entities, everything from chains to competitors to other data providers to Web2 equivalence, and all of that has been like a very, very extensive market research done by BK. So yeah, it's been a cross, an effort that everyone in the foundation have contributed to. So yeah, happy to give more details on that as well as we go into the background for each of these items on the roadmap. But
Amazing, amazing. And then the next question is also for me as well. We've got quite a few questions coming in the chat, which is fantastic to see. Good job, everyone. Next question for me is how set in stone is the roadmap, right? Like obviously a lot of research has been done to establish the roadmap, but I wonder, like, how much input, for example, do the indexes have here? If there are certain things that are, you know, becoming more of a priority, how willing is the foundation to amend the roadmap according to, things as they change, maybe new dynamics and maybe new competitor comes into the play or something like that. Like how do we or new indexes have new things that they want focused on that are more urgent than things on the roadmap, yeah,
yeah,
I'm curious about that.
so it's important to note the difference between the high level roadmap and also the details. It's a lot of details where we need to work very closely with the indexer community, especially with bringing new data services to the graph network, including how the protocol economics will work and how the technical. So all of that, we are of course more than happy to work directly with indexes and other stakeholders, data consumers, for example. They also need to be able to work in a way that's a good user experience for them, and gateway providers and other personas as well. When it comes to the high level roadmap items, some items are more set in stone than others, and that's intentional. Like we have some high priority roadmap items that we know for sure we will be focusing on in 2026. And then we have also a lot of explorative items, and that's one of the that's also one of the things that we were a little bit unsure of how to present in a roadmap, because we do have a few items that we'll be putting in work on, and we expect some of them to be something that we continue to work on, and others are more others may not pan out as we see them, and we need to be flexible there. So it's a mix of both.
Gotcha. That was a pretty comprehensive answer, and I appreciate the nuance there. Yeah, there is a difference between the high level stuff and the details, and yeah, I'm sure you can get into all of that during the 17th call. Amazing, cool. Another question from Vincent, which is, this is mostly protocol roadmap, right? Question mark. I'm also interested in when the agent will be implementing the submit POI update action after finding out that there's a hard 28 epoch or parentheses or maybe day limit on claiming rewards now. I'd like it to auto submit POIs every few days to minimize issues causing allocations to go over 28 epochs.
Yeah, I saw the thread this morning in the indexer channels, by the way. So I looked into the smart contract to find exactly how many epochs it is, and it's now a fixed amount of seconds that equals exactly 28 days. So and yeah, I did give a ping to the dark theme to make sure that we update the indexer documentation with a new with the new information. So the newest data on the technical specifications can be found in EduNode's Notion. It's I linked it in the indexer chat there. So, and yeah, Matthew, you're right. There's probably a lot of docs that needs to be updated. And just to be clear on the roadmap that we'll be presenting in 2 weeks, that's more high-level roadmap. So you'll find like when are we deploying new, or when are we planning to implement new data services? When are we planning to implement more like the high-level features? And it's divided into 3: product, protocol, and economic. And this is all also things that may be adjusted just for readability by the time we have the call in 2 weeks. But that's how it's currently divided. So it will be protocol around like direct protocol changes, such as in implementing dips. It will be product, where it's more like what are the new services that we will be having on the graph, and then the economic layer, where we include things like the liquid staking initiative or the rewards eligibility oracle. And that's all part of the broader strategy that I mentioned, where we are focusing on each of the personas. And one of the things with the indexer persona is that we want to be a lot more efficient in how indexing rewards are distributed. For example, ensure that indexes that are not providing a service is not receiving any indexing rewards.
Indeed. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I recently, for example, we got a message that one of the indexes will be no longer contributing to the graph network, and I looked into what their history was, and they had synced exactly one subgraph, Premier Blue, for their entire lifetime, and they had not served a single query since joining the network. And when we see millions of GRT go to this kind of indexes, I would much rather see that go to, frankly, any indexer on this call, or any other like active indexer in the community. And
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm glad we started to lift the bar up.
Even with the low bar that we are setting now of 5 queries per month, in 2025, that amounted to $5.5 million that was distributed to indexes that did not meet this bar.
Jesus, man. That is so much money. You know how much you could do with that money, Slim? That's so much money. Oh my God. Well, I'm glad you guys are sorting this out, man. The indexer police are here, and they are here to stay. They're cleaning out. They're draining the swamp, as they say. Like, that's crazy, man. Like, that's so much money, just free money. I could, yeah, 5 million pays for at least one graph day mega party. All the guys and girls who contribute to the graph could actually just have a day of just partying with that $5 million. Like, instead of putting in the pocket of some random people who do barely anything for the ecosystem. That's crazy, dude. Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you for your good service, Slim. You this is like I feel like you guys are the Doge of the graph. Clearing out all the fraud, waste, and abuse, man. Like, people just take the absolute piss, man. And I'm glad you guys are sorting that out. That's great. Thank you for your good service. Yeah. Happy to join an indexer party in Ibiza. Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, I'm not really an indexer, so I guess I'm not allowed. But I don't know. I'd love to tag along if you guys let me. I think Ibiza party would be pretty sick. Oh, nice. Honorary indexer. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Very kind, Matthew. Yeah. Yeah, we should definitely throw that party in Ibiza. That'd be pretty fun. Okay, let's keep powering through. There's so many great questions. So let's keep powering through. This next one's from Matthew saying, graph node roadmap, question mark. I see Lotta making a lot of cleanup type changes recently, which is awesome. Any thoughts there, Slim? Any graph node related updates in the roadmap that you're about to share, or is it other stuff?
I was just trying to find the question. Where was it? Is it in? Sorry,
Yes,
was this?
it's a bit up. We've
Oh,
been going back and forth, but it's there, just under Vincent's question, there's a GIF for 28 days later, shortly
oh,
just slightly above that. Yeah.
wait.
It's
That
coming from
on which
Matthew. Here,
from
let me tag you.
Matthew?
Let me tag you.
Graph node roadmap.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Let me tag you so you have access.
yeah,
Slim.
I see
It's
it.
You see it? Okay,
So
nice.
there's no graph node roadmap tied to, well, this is more high level roadmap, but and on the graph node side, there's we don't have any graph node roadmap to present there, but it will, some of the roadmap items will definitely impact graph node and other components as well, but it's not included in the roadmap. We'll be presenting on the 17th.
There you go. You
So
heard it there
this
first.
is this
Oh,
is
go ahead.
more a protocol-wide or ecosystem-wide roadmap for the foundation and everyone else, like for the foundation, core teams, and uh, other contributors to the graph. And the intention here is to share it with the indexer community first, so that you have the opportunity to also you are the ones that are working the closest with the foundation and core teams, and are the ones that are the backbone of the protocol. And it's been a long time coming to have a public roadmap, and we just wanted to share it with the index community first. So, but from there, from over the next weeks and months after that, that will then we will be able to zoom into individual items there and see what are the changes to GraphNode, what are the changes to the indexer service, what is the implications for the indexer community, and so on. So
Awesome. I just messaged David Lotter, to see if he's available next week to give some updates for GraphNode, and maybe just share a roadmap if he has one. But yeah, that's a great question, Matthew, and thank you for asking it, and thanks, Slim, for adding additional context there. Okay, next one's from Josh, and he says the foundation seems to be taking some more. The foundation seems to be taking the foundation seems to be taking on some roles that were previously done by core developers. What's the ultimate goal for the foundation's position within the ecosystem as a liaison to the broader ecosystem? He's asking kind of I guess this is useful and interesting, and you're probably going to touch on this.
yeah,
As well.
again, exactly, this also touches on trying to distill the foundation's role and strategy into a handful of sentences, and I'd like to just make sure we wait until the 17th before we comment directly on that. But yeah, the foundation is a lot more involved in these processes than we were before. So yeah, that's a intentional change over the last year and into 2026 as well. we think, if you think that's the right next step for the Graph protocol. If you
Love
can
it,
commit
love
to
it.
one thing that you'll fully regret committing to, what would it be? like me personally, or like I do think that the foundation have made a lot of decisions in the past that hasn't that isn't hasn't been the best choice, even especially given what we know today. And I think that that's the first step to improving that, is to actually be honest and open about it, and to make a commitment to change. And one of those items is that we will be a lot more involved in the direction of the ecosystem, and make sure that the strategy we choose does accrue value to the protocol and create a sustainable protocol where each of the participants can continue to be sustainable. Foundation, indexes, other core contributors, and also that our consumers can continue to have a sustainable and reliable way of accessing Web3 data. So yeah, a lot of these questions, it will be a lot easier to address them in 2 weeks' time.
Agreed. So by that token, shall I just read out and we're also coming up on the end of the hour as well. Shall I read out a series of questions, and then maybe we could rapid fire? Either you say, I'll respond to you on the 17th, or you can do a rapid fire response. So next one is from Vincent, and he seems to be following up from his previous question. And he says, on this note, can someone confirm whether 28 epochs, whether it's 28 epochs or 28 days? A recent post from Orion Slim sounds like it's now 28 days down to the second, which means that creating an allocation in the beginning of an epoch and then waiting to close at the end of the 28th epoch would no longer result in rewards either, since it would be 28 days and some change. So yeah, either rapid fire response there, or I'll respond to you on the 17th.
Yeah, it's using now it's configured in the smart contracts with the amount of seconds before a allocation is stale. So you can also find it in the subgraph service contract, which I can put it. So it's 28 days, not epochs now.
There you go. You heard it here first. Thank you, Slim, for sharing that. And then here's just a tag from Matthew, just flagging. I was reading the docs this morning. Probably a bunch of stuff that needs updating. I guess that's just a reminder to you, Slim. So just bear that in mind.
Yeah, ping the docs
Yeah.
team, and we'll follow up with them as well, and make sure that we update those. Yeah.
Awesome. Good to hear. I'm also interested in when the agent will be implementing to submit the POI, blah, blah, blah. Related PR. Okay, so you're just responding there. Okay. Paulie B asks, internalized liquid staking, question mark, dash not affiliated with Tenderize.
Yes, it won't be entirely internal, but it is not affiliated with Tenderize. It's another staking initiative that we are pursuing, and it's also tightly linked to what we have talked briefly about on previous calls, with having a foundation-led delegation program. And that's also something that I'm excited about, and that could allow indexes to have a bit more predictability, and we could also use that as another lever to incentivize the value adding indexer behavior. So that's something that I'm working on, and that will be on the roadmap.
Awesome. Next is a statement from Matthew, but I'm going to turn it into a question. When is the Indexer party happening in Ibiza with the $5 million we have now recovered? I'm looking forward to it. I'm joking. Okay. Ibiza. Seems like that's every 5 million a year. Woof, Jesus. Good God Almighty. That's a painful reminder. It's every single year. We can have an
And-
Ibiza party every year. Hell yeah! the annual. Yeah.
And
Go
that is
ahead.
also at the current prices. And if we extrapolate that to previous years, we are actually looking into over $100 million.
Jesus, mother of God, that's so much money.
Yeah.
Holy smokes! Do you know you could do so much with 100 million? That is insane.
Yeah, it is insane, and that is if you look, Josh, if you are thinking of like ecosystem regrets, like that we all can regret in a way, is that we were not more efficient with the indexing rewards. So
Yeah. Think about how many Ibiza parties, $5 million Ibiza parties we could do with $100 million. That's so many. We could do multiple a year, guys. Anyways, the last question here is from Josh, and he's saying, is the curation program still going? Parentheses, curations that were being controlled by Azure Node. If yes, will that discontinue at some point?
So EduNode, I believe, is still curating on subgraphs to ensure there's proper indexer support on it, and that is something that we, at least that. So this is not something that is that we have very clear how it will be, but I do think the user experience of having to curate on subgraphs is not the best. Like with having to pay for API keys, and then you have to curate on subgraphs, and you have to first deploy and publish. And I do hope we can revisit that user flow in the future, where that is abstracted away, and then it could be abstracted away by the ones operating the gateway. It could be EduNode, it could be someone else that is having an abstraction layer that will be curating on behalf of users. So imagine, for example, a tiered approach where you have, say, on a low tier, you have 5 tokens. You get to curate on, so you get to deploy, quote unquote, 5 subgraphs. And in the background, what you're doing, what's happening is that those subgraphs are published on the network. They get a set amount of curation signal, and when someone undeployed a subgraph or like remove the subgraph or pause it, that signal gets unsignaled, and once they use one of their tokens to deploy a new subgraph, that signal will be migrated over to that. So that would allow that user flow to be abstracted away from the end user, and end users could have more of a regular SaaS experience. And so that is an option, and that would also solve a bit of the issues with stagnant subgraphs or stagnant signal, and it would also solve issues where signal is on a lost wallet, where even the deployer can't access the wallet and unsignal. So it will just perpetually direct rewards to that subgraph. Well,
Gotcha. And then I did say final question previously, but we've got one more, so we'll squeeze it in. Will the roadmap include a way to determine how much issuance will go towards new data services as they pop up, or does this still need to be figured?
so the roadmap we'll be presenting on the 17th will not include any details around that, but it's something that Andrew, who's here on this call, is working on, and that well, me and Andrew will be actually talking about in just an hour from now. So, but it will not be included on the 17th, and yeah, something that we are currently studying.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep you posted on this story as it develops, as
Andrew
this
is
is real
posting here,
time.
so
What was that?
yeah, Andrew is posting. Yeah, actively working through that today.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. We're going to keep you guys posted as this develops. It's a live play. Yeah, things are in motion. Yeah, very excited for the 17th. This was fun. This was like a nice teaser. And I guess this was helpful for you, Ariane, to get a pulse on like what indexers are thinking about, what people want to know in the roadmap. So that was great. You've got some things to chew on between now and the 17th. Yeah, yeah. It was less. It's interesting how it developed. My plan for today was to just gather a series of questions that I could pose to you post conversation that you could use on the 17th. But you being the champion that you are, you stepped up and turned it into Q&A. So thank you, sir. We are deeply grateful for you. You always come in to save the day and do a great job. So yeah, thank you, man.
And just to clarify, it's not that we haven't made a lot of work and a lot of progress on those larger or more pointed questions that Josh had either. It's just that I want to make sure we lock it in and lock it down before we present that to the community, and we'll have some alignment calls and things scheduled. So just want to make sure that we can put in that finishing touch before we present those goals and strategies to the community. So a lot of work from the entire community have gone into this, and the entire foundation, and yeah, looking forward to presenting that.
Very nice. Very nice.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Very nice, very nice. Yes, we will give this man an extra. Yeah, I need to message the guys. They've been pretty busy, the designers who help with the PO-apps. But yeah, definitely gonna get some PO-apps to this man because he's an absolute legend. Slim, thank you so much. You've been an absolute legend today. Hopefully this was helpful for your upcoming session. Thanks for turning this into Q&A, absolute champion. And thank you everyone for joining for today's Index or Office Hours. And yeah, we'll keep you guys posted. I just messaged David Lutter, so hopefully we can try and get him on next week to give some graph node updates in relation to the question that you said there, Matthew. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you. Next week I will be in the Sahara, so no Q. Jesus, what are you doing in the Sahara Desert? That's cool. Maybe we can talk after it, but I'll wrap it up today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. And we'll see you again same time next week for another edition of Index Office Hours. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.